If you have type 2 diabetes or prediabetes, you've probably experienced this. You wake up, you haven't eaten since dinner, you check your blood sugar, and it's higher than when you went to bed. How does this even make sense? In this video, I'm explaining why morning blood sugar spikes happen in type 2 diabetes, even when you haven't eaten, and what's actually driving this pattern beneath the surface. I'm Debbie Marini, former endocrinology nurse practitioner, and if you ever wondered why your fasting glucose is high despite doing everything right, this is for you. Let's start with what's supposed to happen when you're sleeping. Your body doesn't shut down overnight. Your brain is active, your heart is beating, your cells are repairing and regenerating. All of that requires energy, which means your body needs a steady supply of glucose even while you sleep. But you're not eating, so where does the glucose come from? Your liver. Your liver stores glucose in the form of glycogen. When you're not eating, your liver releases small amounts of glucose into your bloodstream to keep your blood sugar stable overnight. This process is tightly regulated by insulin and other hormones. In a healthy metabolism, your liver releases just enough glucose to maintain steady blood sugar, usually somewhere between 70 and 90 milligrams per deciliter. Insulin keeps that process in check. But when you have insulin resistance or prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, that system breaks down. And that's when you wake up with high fasting glucose. The first reason blood sugar spikes in the morning is called the dawn phenomenon. Around 2 to 8 a.m., your body naturally releases a surge of hormones to wake you up and prepare you for the day. These include cortisol, which is your stress hormone, growth hormone, glucagon, which is a hormone that signals your liver to release glucose. These hormones are supposed to raise your blood sugar slightly in the early morning hours. It's your body's way of giving you energy to wake up and start moving. In a healthy metabolism, insulin rises in response to balance this out. Your blood sugar increases slightly, insulin responds, and everything stays regulated. But when you have insulin resistance, your cells don't respond to insulin properly, so your liver keeps dumping glucose into the bloodstream, more than your body needs, and insulin can't bring it down efficiently. The result? You wake up with elevated fasting glucose. This is the dawn phenomenon, and it's extremely common in people with type 2 diabetes and prediabetes. But here's the thing. The dawn phenomenon isn't actually the root problem. It's a symptom of something deeper. The second reason your blood sugar spikes overnight has to do with what's happening in your liver. When you have insulin resistance, your liver becomes resistant to insulin's signal too, not just your fat and muscle cells. Normally, insulin tells your liver stop releasing glucose. There's already enough in the bloodstream. But when your liver is insulin resistant, it doesn't hear that signal properly, so it keeps producing glucose and dumping it into your blood, even when your blood sugar is already elevated. This process is called hepatic gluconeogenesis. Your liver is literally making new glucose from stored protein and fat. And here's what makes this especially problematic. If you ate a high-carb dinner the night before, or if you ate late at night, your liver is dealing with excess glucose and insulin all evening. That creates even more insulin resistance overnight. So by the time the morning comes, your liver is overproducing glucose, your insulin isn't controlling it effectively, and your fasting blood sugar is high despite the fact that you haven't eaten. This is why people say, I was so good yesterday. I didn't cheat. Why is my number still high? Because the problem isn't just what you ate, it's how your liver is responding to insulin. Now here's where this all connects to the bigger picture. High morning blood sugar isn't just a cortisol issue. It's not just a liver issue. It's a sign that you're stuck in what I call the metabolic inflammation loop. Here's how the loop works. Step 1, chronic inflammation, often starting in the gut, blocks insulin signaling. Your cells can't respond to insulin properly. That's insulin resistance. Step 2, because your cells are resistant, glucose stays in your bloodstream. Your liver keeps releasing more glucose overnight because insulin isn't telling it to stop. Step 3, high blood sugar creates oxidative stress and more inflammation. That inflammation further blocks insulin signaling. Step 4, your pancreas compensates by producing even more insulin to try to force glucose into the cells. That's hyperinsulinemia, chronically elevated insulin. And step 5, high insulin drives more fat storage, more inflammation, and more gut dysfunction, and the cycle continues. This is why managing blood sugar alone doesn't fix the problem. You can check your glucose every morning, you can restrict carbs, you can take metformin, but if the underlying inflammation driving insulin resistance isn't addressed, your liver will keep overproducing glucose overnight. Your fasting numbers will stay high, and the loop continues. The dawn phenomenon and hepatic glucose production are symptoms of the loop, not the cause. So what do you do about it? Most conventional advice focuses on managing the symptom. Eat dinner earlier, avoid carbs at night, exercise before bed, take more medication. And yes, some of these strategies can help lower your morning number temporarily. But if you want to actually fix the problem, if you want your liver to stop overproducing glucose and your insulin to start working properly again, you have to break the metabolic inflammation loop. That means 1, addressing the gut inflammation that's driving insulin resistance in the first place. Your gut lining integrity, your microbiome diversity, and inflammatory signals coming from your digestive system are foundational. When the gut heals, insulin sensitivity begins to restore. Number 2, lowering systemic inflammation. Inflammation blocks insulin signaling. When you calm inflammation through nutrition, stress management, and sleep optimization, and targeted movement, insulin starts working again. Number 3, restoring your liver's insulin sensitivity. This happens when you reduce the inflammatory burden, improve gut health, and give your liver a break from constantly processing extra glucose and insulin. When you address the root cause, the inflammation driving the loop, your body starts regulating blood sugar the way it was designed to. Your liver stops overproducing glucose overnight. Your fasting numbers come down. Your cells start responding to insulin again. And that high morning blood sugar, it resolves. Not because you're managing it harder, but because you fixed the system. High morning blood sugar is frustrating. I get it. You're doing everything that you're supposed to do and the number is still high. But it's not about willpower, and it's not about trying harder. It's about understanding what's actually happening in your body and addressing the root cause instead of just chasing symptoms. If you'd like to understand the metabolic inflammation loop in depth and learn the exact 3-phase process I use to help people break this cycle and restore insulin sensitivity naturally, I've put together a short training that walks you through the entire framework. It's free. It's about 20 minutes and it explains why blood sugar stays dysregulated even when you're disciplined and what actually works to reverse it. You can watch it at the link below or in the description. Thanks for watching. And if this was helpful, I'd love it if you'd subscribe. I release new videos every week on the science of reversing insulin resistance and restoring metabolic health. I'll see you in the next one.